Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with biotechnology. In this unit of biotechnology, we are going to discuss two chapters. One is principles and processes. Second one, application of biotechnology. So all the basic things about biotechnology contains various techniques. So the techniques also we are going to discuss. So the first important thing is biotechnology is very recent branch of biology. So the father of biotechnology is Paul Berg. Let us see the definition of biotechnology. So biotechnology is the process of using living organism or their enzymes or their molecules to obtain their products or to develop processes for welfare of mankind or human. So in simple way, we can say we can use living organism or their enzymes or their molecules. What's the purpose? To obtain their products. So what is the aim? That should be useful for welfare of mankind or human. Now, just to give you a little idea about what has been achieved so far using biotechnology. So what the scientists have achieved so far. Okay. So all of us know in our body insulin is synthesized. Insulin is synthesized from beta cells of islets of Langerhans. If the people suffer from diabetes mellitus, insulin is not produced in sufficient quantity. So they are advised to take insulin injection. Is it or not? So what is that insulin injection and where it is coming from? So we are going to discuss now. It is artificially synthesized by prokaryotic organism, that is E. coli. So what scientists have done with the help of prokaryotes? They have isolated insulin synthesizing gene from beta cells. Then the gene is introduced into E. coli, and that E. coli, this gene undergoes transcription and translation to produce insulin. So this is one achievement scientists have made, how insulin is produced. Okay, so you know, all of you, E. coli, plasmid is there. The plasmid is extra chromosomal DNA. So with the help of restriction endonuclease, we can cut the DNA at a particular fragment and join into the plasmid with the help of ligase. Then automatically that plasmid undergoes division and produce the factory of insulin. So then that insulin is commercially used. Okay, so this is one achievement made by scientists. See the picture, human pancreas cell. So we are isolating the human insulin producing gene, and from we can introduction of recombinant DNA into the bacterial cell. So rDNA. So the plasmid DNA cut with restriction enzyme. Then what will happen? The plasmid DNA. Okay, the bacterial DNA it's there. Then human insulin is produced. Then it is introduced into the fermentation tank. Then we have to extract and purify the human insulin. Then it is commercially produced. Okay, so this is the way insulin is produced with the help of insulin producing gene. Okay, next one is vaccine. So we have heard of many vaccines, so many vaccines. So what purpose we are taking vaccines? For our immunizations. Normally, vaccines are produced either weakened or killed microorganisms. Here we have taken that is a polio vaccine. So if it is not properly weakened or not killed, and we are introduced that vaccine into the child, what happened? The pathogen becomes active and the produce some disease. So some risk is there, but now the risk is reduced because it is properly tested. Then only it is introduced into the child. Okay. What exactly we are taking when we are taking the vaccines? So we take the protein that is present on the capsid. All of you know that is the virus capsid is there. Okay, in the capsid, protein is present. Okay, wherever there is a protein, there has to be a gene. Okay, then the gene is enter inside. What will happen? Automatically, it will be transcribed and translated. Okay, so now the protein of an antigen, it goes inside the body and stimulate our cells to produce antibodies. Our cells to produce antibodies. Now, the scientists, they have produced edible vaccines. Edible vaccines. So now, what will actually taken means if polio vaccine is now there is no risk. If it is there is a risk, we can take this vaccine through some fruits or vegetables. Okay. So now what scientists have done, they isolated the protein from capsid and introduced into the plant. So in plant, the gene undergoes transcription and translation. And automatically that plant successfully, they produce the edible vaccine. So one important example for edible vaccine producing plant is banana. So if the banana, if we are giving the banana to the child or any human being, what actually happened? The antigen, which is edible vaccine, which is present in that banana, that will go inside the body because it contains antigen. Automatically, what will happen? It stimulates our body to produce antibodies. Here, there is no risk. Okay. So this is the achievement made by scientists. Next one is firefly. All of you have seen firefly. Okay. Normally, it is luminant during night time, isn't it? So actually, what substance is present in the firefly is it produces a protein called luciferin. Luciferin. Okay. This protein has a property to absorb photons when light is available. When the light is available, absorb. Okay. When the light is not available, the protein emits light in various wavelengths. Okay. So like this, here the scientists isolated the protein from firefly and they introduced into plant. In plants, the transcription and translation happen. And what will happen? That plant also will be luminant. Okay. So if there is no street light available in night time, we can see this luminescent plant. Okay, because they have introduced the luciferin protein from the firefly into the plant. So protein means what? Actually, it produces enzyme that is luciferase. Luciferase enzyme. Okay, so this is how they produced the luminescent plant. Okay, luminescent fungi is there, luminescent mushroom is there. Okay, ma'am. So this is the achievement made by scientists. Okay, so these are the 4 achievements made by scientists. And next, this is one plant, that luminescent plant. Next, we are going to see, so for all this biotechnology, we need recombinant DNA. The first recombinant DNA was synthesized by Boyer and Cohen in 1972. In 1972, they have isolated antibiotic resistance gene from Salmonella typhimurium. They have isolated antibiotic resistance gene from Salmonella typhimurium. Okay. So here, how they are using the Salmonella typhimurium. From the Salmonella typhimurium, they have isolated the antibiotic resistance gene. So this is from the DNA. This is, they are joined together, the ligase gene, and recombinant vectors formed. Then vector containing the target gene. Then what will happen? It is introduced into the host cell. Then in amplification. Amplification in the sense what? It is multiply. So this is the way they have isolated the antibiotic resistance gene from Salmonella typhimurium. Salmonella typhimurium, which is present in our intestine, gram-negative bacteria. Okay. Next, in biotechnology, we are going to see the various things we are going to discuss. In that, first one is, what are the enzymes which are used in biotechnology? And second one is vectors, that means carriers. What are the carriers carriers are used? Then host. Host, in the sense, the host should be competent to the vectors. Whatever the gene we are going to introduce into the host should be competent. And what are the techniques are going to use in biotechnology? Gel electrophoresis, northern blotting, southern blotting, western blotting, PCR, that is polymerase chain reaction, and at the end, all, that is new genes will be formed. Then that should be assembled. Then we are going to transfer, okay, transfer the genes. So that is transfer assembly. At the end, what will happen? That what products we are going to obtain, that will be produced, that we are going to produce on for commercial production. So these are the things we are going to see hereafter. Okay. So this is the basic concept I discussed. Next class, I am going to discuss about enzymes. Thank you, children.